Everyone, Carl here from Team Mambo. Super excited after new Banlist to come see Altergeist Multi-Faker has come to 3. It's going to be absolutely amazing for the deck. It's a deck I've played a lot the past 2 years, and I'm looking forward to playing it even more in the future. So let's get into the profile.
Alright, so obviously, let's get started with the reason we're here, 3 Multi-Faker. Having this card in your opening hand every time is absolutely insane. The consistency in the deck has just gone way up. It's the same power level as before, but what the deck was lacking was consistency. And even in this budget list, we're not playing extravagances, but we have some really good alternatives for all the budget players that will allow the deck to be so competitive as well. We're obviously playing 3 Meliseek as well. It searches Altergeist Multi-Faker. It's removal, non-destruction removal, incredibly good. 3 Marionetter, probably as good if not better than Meliseek as normal summon now with the consistency to open Faker. Marionetter just got even better. Then 2 Silk and 1 Konkiri. That's the monster lineup. Obviously when we get Pukri we're going to be playing 3 of that as well. This just allows that turn 1 Hextia like so much, and it's just so good. And then we play some hand traps. We're going to play 3 common Ash and 3 common Veiler. Well, 1 rare and 2 common. I was debating whether we were playing Veiler or Crow at this spot, but I think Veiler is very good at the moment. There's a lot of still monster heavy decks in the format, and I think Veiler can really allow better interruptions. Crow is good, but I think Veiler is more applicable. I think Crow is more of a side deck card for now. Again, it's very, very low cost, but very, very strong deck. Then we're playing some spells. All our spells are just draw engine consistency cards. Because we have 3 Multi-Faker back, playing 3 Pot of Desires isn't an issue at all for the deck. It's actually very, very consistent now with Desires because you're not worried, oh, I banish my only Multi-Faker. Banishing additional Multi-Fakers, if you're banishing one of them, you still have 2 if you're banishing 2 of them. Well, we're just playing with 1 and we're very used to playing with 1 anyway, so it's not a major issue. The percentage of you banishing 3 is completely irrelevant, so playing Pot of Desires isn't an issue for the deck. We're going to play 2 Pot of Duality as well. I've always found 2 is the best number for Duality in this deck. I was actually very on the fence as to whether I would or wouldn't play Duality, because I was considering, now that we have 3 Multi-Faker, we can just play the Haunted Rock combo again and just lead to, especially with Link Cross, it's very, very good for the deck. But I think that 2 Duality is still better because I'd rather be able to dig for the cards I needed and be able to go through the deck better rather than having this Garnet in the deck. So I think I'd rather the Duality because it just allows us to get that set up in turn 1. Allows us to dig through our deck to find the card we're missing from our hand rather than, hoping we don't open the Garnet and then hoping you open your combo and everything. If you try and play a more simplified version of the deck, it keeps the same power that Altergeist has always had. So I don't think the Haunted Rock combo is needed right now. And then because I couldn't find it this morning, we have 1 Upstart in the deck. If we're playing consistency cards, why not play Upstart? If anything happens, it's just an extra card, replaces itself. You can just banish it off Desires. No reason not to play it in the deck, to be honest. It's not like you're trying to OTK, so the extra 1k life points is an issue. Then for the traps, for the Altergeist traps, we're playing 2 and 2. Usually I'd play 1 Manifestation, but because we're playing Desires, we're going back to 2 Manifestation. It's the way the deck was played before Extravagance was released. So I think going back to that, having 2 Manifestations is fine for the deck. It's not an issue. And then 2 Protocol, it's heavily searchable. We're playing Strikes anyway. So it's not an issue to not have the 3rd Protocol in the deck. It's probably not needed. And then 3 Spoofing. The card's gotten even better now because we have more Altergeist names in the deck. And it searches any monster in your deck, so there's no reason not to play it. If you need a Marionetter or a Meliseek, obviously you can get that, and there's obviously the Multi-Faker too. And then unfortunately we are playing 1 slightly expensive card, the Impermanence. The deck can be played without it, but I think the value of impermanence is just so high. It's the other half of your 2-card impermanent multi-faker combo. We really want to play it. If you can get your hands in it, absolutely do play it. If you don't have the card, it's easy to replace with any other really strong traps. So it's not a huge issue. You can play hand traps instead of it as well. Like Nibiru is still good, but I think I prefer Veiler currently just for what it does. For the rest of the traps, we're going to play the Old Man package. We're not playing with a big Old Man package today. We're not playing warnings. We're just 3 strikes, 3 judgments. I think the Imperial Order is more of a side option at the moment because there's not really any huge spell heavy decks. So having the 3 strike and 3 judgments just kind of rounds off the deck. You've got your Altergeist engine. It's really easy to get the engine going now, and then you just play the Solemns just as an extra power traps for the deck. And obviously you trigger multi-faker. For the extra deck, even though we're not playing Extravagance, we're still playing 3 Hextia because the deck isn't incredibly tight. We have space for it, so there's no reason for us not to play it, to be honest. So triple Hextia, very good card. And then with Hextia, we're also just playing the 1 of Prime Banshee. It doesn't come up a lot, but it does come up. And again, the extra deck isn't tight, so it's not a major issue. So we can play the Prime Banshee. Just gives us the option, just gives us the flexibility in the extra deck. We then play just 1 Linkuriboh, 1 Almirage. Not worried about banishing off Extravagance. You can play 1 of each of these. Works very well with Meliseek. This works well with Silk if you draw Silk Manifestation. It's an extra layer for the deck really to play. We're also playing Link Cross, so the Linkuriboh can be used on tokens as well as the Meliseek. And because we don't have cards here yet, thanks to COVID, we are playing 1 Link Cross, but it's invisible. It doesn't come up a huge amount because we don't have Pukri yet, and we're not playing the Haunted Rock combo. But it still comes up in situations, so it's like, again, the extra deck isn't tight. So we just play the 1 of Link Cross. You just link away the Hexia just to get free searches. Then another card we don't have here, it's the Relinquished Enema. So this is just something, it's a form of removal. You can just like link away a Meliseek for it in main phase 2 and remove something. Main phase 1 if you have to, but typically you want to use Meliseek's removal first. It's just an extra flex option for the extra deck. And then we're just playing Nightmare package. It's just good removal. There's probably no reason not to include this. Auto removal, we have the Ningirsu. It's a card that can always come up. It's worth running. And then we also have the Avramax. It's hard for the mirror match to out, really. Can't be targeted by card effects. Opponent has to attack it. It's very difficult for Altergeist to out it. But then we also play the out, which is Borrowload. And we run Borrowed Sword 2 as our last Link 4.
So that's it for the profile. Super happy to have Multifaker and the deck back at full power. Ask any questions below in the comments. Looking forward to hearing what everyone thinks of the deck, and good luck, and as always, Mambo on.